Hello everyone, myself Selvanathan from Sona College of Technology. Today we're going to see the administration part of Blackboard Learn. So in the administration part, normally we will be handling these four uh, jobs. The first one is user enrollment. The second one is creating the course, and the third one is mapping the user to the respective courses, and the last one is how we can do bulk enrollment. So now let us log into Blackboard LMS using the given administrator username and password. So this is the login window. Type in the username and password for the administrator and click the login button. After login, this is the home page we will get. Now we need to go to the administration page. For that, we need to click this option, System Admin. So this will take us to the administration page of Blackboard Learn. The first job is we need to create the user. User may be a student or user may be a teacher. For both the roles, we need to create the user first in the Blackboard LMS. For that, go to this user section and click users option. So now we will go to the page where we can create users. Here for creating user, we need to click this create user button. Click the button and here we can create the user. So all the fields which are marked as star are mandatory field and rest of the fields are optional. So we'll give the name. So let us say the username is Prabhu and he belongs to CSE department. So we'll skip other fields and we'll give the username. Normally we'll give the username as, for student we'll give register number as username. For teacher or for instructor we'll give staff ID as the username and password. So later they can change the password if they want. So let us say the username is 1 2 3 4 5. So it can be anything. It can be numbers or characters, or it can be combination of numbers and characters. So now we have completed the mandatory field. Now let us submit. So now we got a warning that email is empty. So email field is empty. We didn't provide email, so it is not mandatory. We'll click OK. So now we got a message here. It says that user 12345 is created. Right. So if you want to see all the users, or if you want to filter all the users in Blackboard and LMS which are all already enrolled, you can use this search option to search for a particular user. So we can search based on username, first name, department, email, section, data source key. And this is the filter we can apply: contains, equals to, start with, not blank. And here we need to put the search keyword, and finally we'll give the go button. So now we will search for our user Prabhu, just we have created. So username contains 1 2 3 4 5. So this is the username that we provided for Prabhu, and click go. So now we got the search result. So it is Prabhu's username is 1234. The name we gave is Prabhu. Department is CSE. So the user is available. Section, we don't give any section. Email also we left it empty. Right. So this is how we create user in Blackboard LMS. The next part is how to create a course. So similarly, you can add any number of users in Blackboard LMS. So let us create a new course. So for that, again, I'm going to system admin page, and I'm going to this course section, and I'm going to click courses. So here we have options for creating courses. So first go to the create course option, and then we have to select the new button. So once new button is clicked, now we have options for creating courses. There are so many options. We are going to only fill the mandatory field which are marked using stars. So the course name is, let us say the course name is data structure, and the course ID is, say it is IT department, third semester, A section. So data structure, we put DS. So what we have to note here is course name can be changed at any point of time, but course ID cannot be changed. So once the course ID is created, it cannot be changed. We can delete the course, of course we can delete the course, but we cannot change the course ID. But course name can be changed at any point of time. So let us click the submit button. Right, so we can see the message here, success course data structures created. Again we have a search option here, search menu, where we can search the course which are already enrolled in the Blackboard LMS. So let us search for our course, which is data structure. And you can also filter based on the date also. So I'm going to click go. So we have a list of courses which has the particular keyword data structures. So these are all the courses which are previously enrolled in Blackboard, and there are totally 75 courses. Let us click show all and find out our course that we have created. Right, so this is the course that we created, IT. The course ID that we gave is IT, third semester A section, DS, data structure, which is created on 6th July 2020. Fine. The next part is we need to enroll the users to this particular course. For that, when you bring the mouse over the course ID, we will get a small down arrow button. We have to click that button, and we have many options. In that, we need to click the enrollments option. Click this enrollment option for enrolling users to the particular course. So right now it says no enrollment, which means we did not add any user to this particular course data structures. So we need to add now we need to add the users for this particular course. So enroll users, click this enroll users button to enroll the user. So we can directly type the username if you know, or if you don't know the username, so we can use the browse button. So we gave the username for Prabhu is 1234. Let us search for it. Right, so we got Prabhu, his details, or you can directly type the name also, Prabhu. So it is full name, and click go. So now we will have more than one list. So these are all the result for the particular search, which means all the names which has the word Prabhu will be displayed here. So we need the first user. This is the user. We are going to enroll it. If you want to add more number of users to the particular course, you can simply check this checkbox. So all these users will be enrolled to the particular course. So right now we are going to enroll only one user, that is Prabhu. Submit. Now automatically the system brings the username of Prabhu, which is 1234, and we have to say what is the role of this particular user Prabhu. So we are going to add Prabhu to this particular course data structure. we need to specify what is the role of this user, whether it is a student or whether it is an instructor, or Prabhu is a grader, or Prabhu is a course builder, teaching assistant, or he is a guest. So mostly we are going to use only two. One is instructor, which is teacher or student. So we are going to add Prabhu as a student. So we'll choose role as student and we will click the submit button. Okay, now Prabhu is added to this course. Let us add one more user as a teacher. So click enroll user again. I am directly typing the username, which is my username, and I am going to add myself as instructor to the particular course and then click the submit button. Now we can see this particular course data structure has two users. One is myself, Selvanathan. I am enrolled as instructor, and the other user is Prabhu. He is enrolled as student. Once you enrolled all the students, you can click the OK button. Now users are enrolled to the particular course, which is data structure. Delete a particular course, we can use the options here. So you can choose the course that is to be deleted. You can select the course and click the delete button. We'll get a confirmation. Once submit button is clicked, the particular courses will be deleted from the Blackboard learning management system. In the next section, we'll see how to enroll users in bulk using Excel and CSV files. We will see how to do bulk enrollment. First, we'll say what is bulk enrollment. Bulk enrollment is nothing but instead of adding users one by one using the Blackboard administration option, what we can do is we can create an Excel file containing all the users or all the courses and all the users that is to be mapped to a particular course. Everything can be done using the Excel file. So we'll see how to create users using Excel file. For that, open Excel and we need to give the following details. The first part is, so what is the username of the particular user, and then the next one is what is the department name, and what is the full name will be the third column, and the fourth column is email, which is optional, you can leave it as blank, and then the next column will be the password, which is mandatory, and the next field will be section, which is optional, so you can also leave it as blank. Please note that we are not providing any header information, so don't put any header. So the first part will be the username, second one will be department, third one will be name, the next one will be email ID, optional one, the next column will be password, mandatory, and the next column will be section, which is also optional. So once everything is done, file, save. So make sure that it is CSV file. So we have to choose it here, the option which is CSV. So it should be .csv file and click save button. As I have already saved, I'm going to click cancel. So this file will help us to enroll, that is create users using Excel and CSV file. So once this is ready, now we'll create one more Excel file for creating course. So for creating course, we have to have the following fields. The first field will be your course ID, which should be unique. It should not be repetitive or duplicates. All the course ID should be unique, else you will, when we are enrolling, we'll get an error. The next part will be the course name. So nothing else. For creating course using Excel file, we need to create two columns. First column will have course ID and the second column will have course name. Next, the last option is enrollment. For enrollment, again we will create one more Excel file. So again it will have two columns. The first one is course ID and the second column will be the user which is to be enrolled on the particular course. So by default, it will be enrolled as a student. If you want to enroll the particular user as faculty or instructor or a teacher to a particular course, then we need to add a special letter called P. So all the columns, that is the third column, if the third column is left empty, the user role will be student. If the third column is marked with letter P, then the particular user will be enrolled as teacher. So once the files are ready, now again we'll go to the Blackboard, go to the system admin. First step is we need to create users. Right, again go to the users, then go to batch action. So before, if you want to create user one by one, we use the option create user. If you want to create user using Excel file in bulk, go to the batch action and then click create users. It will take to a new window. So here go to the browse and go to the Excel file that we have created. So create student registration is the file we have created. For creating user, select the file and then click submit. So after clicking submit, we'll get the success message. One more thing we have to notice, if you don't know anything or if you forget something, every Blackboard page will have something called more help. When we click this option, the Blackboard will show everything. So it says what are all the fields are mandatory field, username, department, full name and password are the mandatory field, and the rest of the fields are optional. So these are all the fields we can have in an Excel file. So once the users are created, next step is we need to enroll the create the courses. So for that, again go to system admin, again go to courses, then go to create courses, and we can find an option called batch. Click this one and we can browse the CSV file that we created, which is course creation, open, and then click the submit button. So this will automatically create the courses which is given in the CSV file. So once user is created and course is created, the last one is we need to map the user to the particular course. For that, again go to enroll users, and click the browse button. Now we have one file called student enrollment. Click this one and click the submit button. So now all the users will be enrolled to the particular course. So based on the value provided in the third column in the CSV file, that particular user will be enrolled as student, and the third column is marked with the letter P, the particular user will be enrolled as instructor for that particular course. So this is how we enroll using CSV file. So this will be easy when we are enrolling for our entire college, because every college will have more than 2000 or 3000 users. If you enroll one by one, it will be tough for us. So we'll use the Excel file for enrolling more number of users. So these are all the basic operations that we need to know in the administration side of Blackboard for managing the user and for creating courses and enrolling courses. I hope this small session is useful to you. Thank you everyone. Goodbye.
Happy morning to one and all present here. I am Dr. Aruna Subramanian, working as an Associate Professor of MCE Department, Sona College of Technology, Salem, Tamil Nadu, India. Today's topic is about ICT tools for effective teaching, learning and assessment. The tool we have taken is Blackboard Learn. And in this lecture series, we are now going to learn how to add contents and how to upload assignments. Thank you. In this lecture series, we are now going to learn about how to add course contents, that is learning materials, and how to create assignments for assessment purpose. So for that, I am opening Blackboard now. So under this Blackboard environment, I am choosing this courses. So under this courses, these are all the courses that are listed. It means that these are all the courses that are handled by me. Okay. So in that, it is the active course for which I am handling in this current semester. So I am selecting this active course now for the demo purpose. So inside this content area, inside the home page, you can see two sections. One is content creation section and the another one is content management section. Under this content creation, I am selecting this content in order to upload the course materials. So I am choosing content. Under this content area, you can see so many options. So under this build content option, we can add any type of file. It can be a text file, it can be a PDF, it can be an audio, video, a web link, whatever it might be. So now I am going to add a PPT. So I am choosing file. So I am browsing the file which I am going to upload. So now I am going to upload a PPT as a lecture material. So I am selecting this PPT from my drive and I am selecting the PPT. Now I want to add an appropriate name for the file. So I am giving some name for my file which I have uploaded. So the file is of type PPT and now I am giving a file name. So applying IT for enhancing environment sustainability. Okay. So this means that the color means that what color the text should appear for the users, that is for the students. So default it is black. So it means that the student can view the video in, the student can view this text. Okay, this PPT, the file name would be viewed in black color. Say for example, I can change the color. So suppose if I change the color to blue, the text would appear in blue color. Okay, so that this file name would be appearing in blue color for the particular student who is viewing. So then this indicates that whether this particular file must be opened in a new window or not. Yes. So I have given no. Suppose if I have the default option is no. Is it so? It means that this particular file, this particular PPT would be by default opened in new tab. Suppose if I give yes, this particular file when student is opening, the file will open in a separate window. So by default I am giving as such, it might be as no option. Add alignment to content. So these things by default I am giving no. and permit users to view this content. Yes, so this is very important. If we give no, and if I specify some date, after that particular date only the content will open until this will be in a disabled state. Okay, so for that we have two options, yes or no. So permit users to view this content should be always yes if you want to make this content enable. Okay, so track number of views. So this is also very much important. For example, if I give yes, okay, track number of users in the sense, no, number of views in the sense, if the user, how many times the user has opened my document, opened my PPT, I can track this. That many hits I will be getting when I take report. Okay, so always no, it is preferable to have this option, yes option. It means that track number of views is yes, means that it will track how many times the student, that particular student has hitted. Okay, that is the student has opened our document. So that many times we will get some hits. Okay, suppose that this particular PPT is having hits 20, means 20 times some student has opened the document. And I can choose date, at what particular date and time this document must be visible for the student. So for that I am selecting the date and time. Say for example I am selecting the same day onwards. Okay, say from the same day okay until some time. Okay, you can choose some different time. Okay, so up to 31, it means that the content will be open. So now I can submit the document. Okay, so it means that I have added a PPT, I have uploaded the PPT, I have given some name, what color I should have for the text. Okay, then whether I have to open a new window, here I have given no. It means that it will be opened in the new tab, and it should be always yes. We have to give permit to the users to view the content, and track number of views should be always yes in order to track the hits of the users. So now I am submitting the document. Whatever the document I have uploaded is now ready. Okay. So now you can see my document uploaded. Okay. So now I will upload one more document for your convenience. So now I will upload a video for you. So this is a very small video. So now I will upload a YouTube video for you. So now I am giving a file name for that uploaded video. So the video will be under this name. So Green Computing Video 1. And the color I am choosing it as okay, green color, and this I am making it as new window. Okay, and also I want to track the users, isn't it? So I am giving yes, and the same I can view this document up to the month end. Okay, so now I am again submitting, that is I am again uploading one more document. So which means that I have uploaded two course content, one which is in the form of PPT and another one which is in the form of video content. We can also likewise we can add question bank, we can add some assignments to them, we can give some case studies, anything we can add under this content area. So now I will add a question bank. So I am giving a file name. Okay, so I am choosing the text color as something. So as usual, I don't want in new window. So I am giving as such no, and I want to track this document also. How many of you have viewed my question bank? I should want to know that. So I am giving yes, and as usual I am selecting the date. So I am submitting the question bank. Now my question bank is also uploaded. Okay, so far I have uploaded 3 contents, one in the form of PPT, another in the form of video, and another in the form of Word document. Okay, so now let us see how the student will view this. So we have an option called student mode. Okay, so I am entering now in student mode. Okay, so I am going to student mode now. So by the way only student screen will appear. Okay, so you can see here student preview mode is on. Okay, so now this is the window which would appear for student whenever he opens our Blackboard. So under this content area, he can access everything. So now we are going to see how to add assignment contents. So inside content area, we have a separate option called assessment. So inside assessment, we can have anything which is available here. So now I am going to select assignment. So under the assignment, we can upload any type of assignment we want to upload. So now I am giving a file name for the assignment which I am going to upload. So I am giving it as assignment 1, green computing. So then this is the instruction part. We can add some instructions to the students here. Say for example, I am going to give submit this assignment on or before 15 July 2020. So then I am going to attach the file. So I have the file. So this is the assignment question I am uploading in the form of Word document. Then due date. So I have to give what is the due date of the assignment. Say for example, in the instruction I have given 15th. Okay, on or before 15th. Due date I am selecting it as 15 up to 12 o'clock. So I have given the due date and grading is 10 points I have given to the assignment. So we can also add rubrics if needed. Okay, and availability, make the assignment available. So this is very important. So when the assignment should be enabled to the student. So I am giving the selection date here. So the assignment is enabled right from today 2 p.m. let us fix. Then the assignment should be available to the students until 15th July 12 o'clock. Okay, so here you can add any of the rubrics that you want. Okay, this is actually optional. Suppose so, because no, we have not framed any rubrics so far. Suppose if you need it, you can frame rubrics here. Okay, so what kind of rubrics you want to know, you can fix here. Okay, for example, assignment rubrics. So out of this, 10 points we have fixed. So out of 100%, these are all the rubrics I can have. So 133%, it is default. Okay, you can change the weightage here. The weightage you can have 50, 40, 10 or 30, 30, something 40. Likewise, out and 100% அப்படிங்கிறது நம்ம இங்க vary பண்ணிக்கலாம். Okay. So by the way, we can fix some rubrics also if needed. Okay. And this is very important. So after uploading the assignment, you have to enable this track number of views. So whenever if you enable this, how many attempts the user has taken. Okay. So how many n number of attempts the user can also have. So that we can track. Suppose if this is enabled, how many times the user has submitted the assignment. So for that, you can set what I should consider. I should consider the last submitted assignment as the latest assignment. So by the way, we can also have in such a way. Okay, in the submission detail, you can see this, is it a individual assignment or group assignment? You can have those things. Okay. So how many attempts you are going to give to the user? Suppose you can make it as unlimited attempts. அப்போ நீங்க unlimited attempts கொடுக்கும்போது என்ன ஆகும்? லாஸ்ட் கிரேடட் attempt வந்து எடுத்துக்கணுமான்னு கேட்கும். இல்ல highest grade அந்த மாதிரி average graded attempts. So எப்படி வேணாலும் நம்ம வந்து செட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். Okay, so likewise we can also go for group assignments also here. So multiple attempts அப்படின்னு கொடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னா you can fix some attempt numbers. So 3 attempt மேல பண்ணக்கூடாது அப்படின்ற மாதிரி இது வந்து மீனிங் வந்துரும். சரிங்களா? So up to the அட்மோஸ்ட் வந்து 3 attempts எடுத்துக்கலாம் ஸ்டூடெண்ட். அப்போ லாஸ்ட் அட்டெம்ப்ட தான் நம்ம கிரேடிங்கா வந்து எடுத்துப்போம். மற்றதெல்லாம் வந்து ஓவர் ரைட் ஆயிடும். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நமக்கு என்ன மாதிரி வேணுமோ நம்ம வந்து கொடுத்துக்கலாம். ஸோ அசைன்மெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து வி கேன் டூ லைக் தட். அதே மாதிரி கிரேடிங் ஆப்ஷன்ஸ்லயும் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அனானிமஸ் கிரேடிங் இல்ல வந்து டெலிகேட்டட் கிரேடிங் அந்த மாதிரி போகலாம். அனானிமஸ் கிரேடிங் அப்படின்னு கொடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னா ஸ்டூடெண்ட் நேம் வந்து அந்த இடத்துல தெரியாது. அவனோட ரெஜிஸ்டர் நம்பரோ இல்ல அவனுக்கான ஒரு சீரியல் நம்பரோ மட்டும்தான் அங்க தெரியும். ஸோ ஈவன் தென் த ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ஹஸ் கிவன் த நேம், நமக்கு அது அந்த நம்ம ப்ரிவ்யூல வரும்போது அவனோட நேம் வந்து நமக்கு டிசேபிள் ஆயிடும். ஸோ நம்ம எப்படி நம்மளோட கிரேடை வந்து நம்ம காட்ட போறோம். ஸோ இன் தட் ஆல்சோ யூ கேன் கஸ்டமைஸ். ஓகே. So under the faculty side, everything is over. So now we will go again to the student preview and we will just check whatever that we have uploaded is available to the student or not. So now I have been into student mode. So now I'm going to the content area. So I'm just going to view this video now. So this video is playing now. So likewise, I can also view this PPT. So I am opening this PPT. From the student preview, I am doing all these things. So by this way only, student will be opening and seeing all our learning materials, that whatever we have uploaded, and also he can download. So by the way, no, the student would be viewing all our materials. Okay. So here he can now view the question bank. So by the way, no, he can open the question bank and he can save it to his specified folder. So by the way, he can access any of the content that we upload. So assignment. So this is the attachment we have given, and here these are the instructions that we have posted during assignment creation. So this assignment must be uploaded on or before 15/7/2020. So this is the instruction I have posted during assignment creation. So by the way, he can able to access the assignment. So right submission is nothing but, no, he can submit his text. For example, no, suppose his assignment is ready in the form of Word document or PDF or some other format, he can open it. Okay, he can choose it and he can just like that, no, upload his assignment as the answer. Okay, so he will be giving his register number or name in this document. So by the way, he can submit his document. So by the way, he has uploaded. See, this is the preview by which, no, the student has uploaded his assignment. So now I am exiting the preview. So under this evaluation, so in this retention center, no, under this course management, retention center, our assignment is ready. Okay, so I can preview this assignment. So this particular student has submitted the assignment, and by the way, I can see his assignment that he has posted. So with this, today we have seen how to upload our course materials in content area and how to include assignment in this assignment. I mean, under this content only we will be uploading the assignment. Thank you. In the previous videos, we have seen how to create an assignment from the faculty point of view, and through the student preview mode, we have seen how the student is uploading the answers for our assignment which we have created. So now we will see from the faculty point of view, we will see how to assess the assignment which was posted by the student. So for that, we have to use this course management area. So under this course management area, you have a option called grade center. So go to grade center. Okay, go to grade center, select this. Under the grade center, you have needs grading. So select needs grading. So whatever the assignments that the student has uploaded, everything will be visible here. So far, we have uploaded only one assignment from the student preview, because that means that user is myself. So myself, I have created an assignment and I have uploaded an assignment from the student mode. So that is showing here. So now I am going to assess this assignment which I have uploaded from the student mode. Okay. So for that you select this one. Okay. User as attempt la poitu idu select pannunga. Select panningna whatever the user has submitted, this is the document which user has submitted. That is the student has submitted. So idu download panni நம்ம பார்த்துக்கலாம். Okay, so he has submitted in the form of Word. Sometimes the students PPT submit பண்ணுவாங்க, PDF submit பண்ணுவாங்க, இல்ல Word document submit பண்ணுவாங்க. So அது வந்து நம்ம இப்படி download பண்ணி பார்த்துக்கலாம். So now I am reviewing the assignment. Okay, நான் அந்த assignment review பண்றேன். So whatever the content the student has given, review பண்ணிட்டு என்ன மார்க் போடணும் அப்படின்றது வந்து நம்ம ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கலாம். இதை நம்ம சேவ் பண்ணியும் வச்சுக்கலாம். So this assignment I am saving in desktop. Okay, so now I am closing this document. So now this is the time to give marks for the student. So out of 10, நம்ம இங்க 10 அப்படின்னு ஏன் காட்டுதுன்னு நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி 10 மார்க்ஸ்க்கு தான் நம்ம கொடுத்துருக்கோம். So out of 10 நான் எவ்வளவு வந்து போட போறேன். So now I am giving 9. The grade வந்து I am giving as 9. Some kind of feedback ஏதாவது நம்ம இங்க கொடுக்கணும்னா கொடுத்துக்கலாம். Contents are very good. You have browsed the Google and got clear idea. Good attempt. Keep it. So some feedback I am giving to the student. I have given the grade as 9 marks. So now I am submitting. So as soon as I submit, it will be ready. So now I can view this full grade center. Needs grading la poitu நம்ம marks நம்ம போட்டுறோம். இந்த full grade centerல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா you have assignment test அப்படின்றது தனியா இருக்கும். So assignmentல how many assignments the particular student has submitted, what is the mark he has obtained, எல்லாமே நமக்கு இங்க ஒரு report மாதிரி வந்துரும். Okay, so இந்த இதுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா only one row we have because for only one student we have submitted. சரிங்களா, அதுல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா everything you can see. So இதுதான் நான் இப்போ கிரியேட் பண்ண assignment 1 green computing அப்படிங்கிறது தான் நான் கிரியேட் பண்ணேன். நான் வந்து ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ப்ரிவ்யூ மோட்ல அந்த அசைன்மெண்ட்டுக்கு ஆன்சர் அப்லோட் பண்ணேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃபேக்கல்டி மோட்ல வந்துட்டு ஐ ஹவ் மேட் த அசஸ்மெண்ட் டு திஸ் பர்டிகுலர் அசைன்மெண்ட். ஐ ஹவ் கிவன் 9 மார்க்ஸ். ஸோ அது வந்து இங்கே எனக்கு ஒரு ரிப்போர்ட் ஃபார்ம்ல உட்காந்துரும். ஸோ இதை வந்து நம்மளோட ரெக்கார்டிங் ஃபைலிங் பர்பஸ்க்கு வந்து நம்ம இதை யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஆடிட்டிங் பர்பஸ்க்கெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ பை த வே we can assess the assignments that the student has submitted. So so far we have seen how to upload the content. The content may be in the form of text document, PDF, video, audio, whatever it might be, and how to add assignments அப்படினு பார்த்தோம். and student preview modeல போயிட்டு எப்படி அந்த assignments வந்து answers upload பண்றது அப்படினு பார்த்தோம். then how to assess the assignment from the faculty point of view, அந்த assignments எப்படி assess பண்றது அப்படின்றது இங்க வந்து கிரேட் நீட்ஸ் கிரேடிங்ல வந்து நீங்க அசஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. அந்த ஃபுல் கிரேட் சென்டர்ல போயிட்டு அசைன்மெண்ட் அப்படிங்கிற ஏரியாக்குள்ள பாத்தீங்கன்னா you will be having all the assignments that the student has submitted. So with that, today we have seen how to use the Blackboard effectively. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I thank the management and principal of M.V. Muttaiah Government Arts College for Women and the organizing secretaries Dr. A. Subramani sir and Dr. K. Periyasamy sir for giving a nice opportunity to act as resource person for this 1 week FTP program on online tools for teaching and learning. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.